Alright, indeed. I was eating a big bowl right now, man. Rice, ramen noodles, a red pepper, nice and sliced, an onion nice and sliced, some Alfredo noodles nice and cooked, and of course some tuna on top. With a few different chips of choice and stuff like that. We got some juice, we got some water here and whatnot. So it's one of those little cook-ups and stuff like that, right quick, and whatnot. So that's how we starting off this discussion, man. So the time frame is 2019. So what happened is, what's going on in 2019? 2019, I have a few family members that passed away, unfortunately. May Allah be with them. May Allah rest their soul, everything. In the process, specifically an aunt and a cousin. So when those two passed away, that was serious, tough, and then towards the middle to the end of 2019, my father passed away. The story behind it kind of sort of go like, he was intoxicated, passed out in the middle of the street. Long story short, people called police and helped him get to the hospital, the ER, so the ambulance come and pick him up, stuff like that. So in the process of that, he's in the hospital. The way he had his medical stuff set up, when me and the family, we get to the hospital, we couldn't receive any information based on his HIPAA rights and stuff like that. I guess that was how he had it set up. So we couldn't figure out what was going on or anything. Like, what was he sick? Or was he shot? Or, we didn't have any information. We didn't know anything happened. So, just because, we know a lot of people, he was just like intoxicated. He passed out and he was incoherent. So when the ambulance picked him up, allegedly he get to the hospital and stuff like that. So now we get the information, and then we go to the scene, but we couldn't see him because that was kind of, they said that was the way his records was set up. They couldn't disclose any information to anybody based on how the records was set up. So after that, it wasn't really no purpose in sitting around. We sat around for a while, but we kind of left after a few hours or so, and we kept getting the same response from Kosher Medical. They wouldn't give us no information pertaining to what happened to him, what his health state was, or anything. So, long story short, he sat in the hospital for about 3 days. So when nobody heard from him, we just figured maybe he was like in a crisis unit or something for mental health after he sobered up, or maybe he was still in the hospital, still sick or something. And lo and behold, he had got moved to the prison 3 days after being heavily intoxicated. So when he got moved to the prison, 12 days into being in the prison, we still didn't know where he was at. We was like really searching, trying to figure that out. And the hospital couldn't tell us. And it might have been like 6 days after he was released from the hospital that he passed away in a prison in Delaware County. So now, when we get that information, a whole family, we get to the hospital, everything like that. He's on a ventilator machine, so on and so forth. Long story short, the cause of death was intoxication from PCP and stuff like that. And then he had a failing liver. So those two things combined is kind of what the actual cause was. So in the aftermath of that, When that happened, that was crucial. That was critical, and you know, it just didn't sound right to me. You know, and my family. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't sound right. It really didn't look right. It was like it just ain't make sense. So I pursued it in a legal aspect of trying to see. I wanted all. I got all his medical records. I'm his only child. And so I'm like his only son and whatnot. So I kind of like requested all the medical records and everything. And, we went and got some attorneys. They looked into it, so on and so forth. And it was just a basically situation of my point of view was how does somebody come into the hospital overly intoxicated from alcohol and then PCP in their bloodstream as well. And then he got a failing liver that you knew about 6 months ago. So, and then because of a lingering warrant, a miscellaneous lingering warrant after 3 days of he sobered up in 3 days with a failing liver that you know about and overly intoxicated from alcohol, overly intoxicated from PCP. And you release him to the prison after about 3 days. And he gets to the prison after about a few days. Somehow he get his hands on more PCP and he died in the prison. So, well, he had 3-4 cardiac arrests, and then he gets shipped to an outside hospital, and then, he's on a ventilator and stuff like that. So my whole thing was that just sounded like negligence and everything like that. So when we contacted the attorneys, we had this state and everything drafted, and, unfortunately, the attorneys that, was looking into it with me, they didn't they weren't able to move forward with it, and stuff like that in regards of suing the hospital in Chester, Pennsylvania. So anyway, a few weeks to a month or so go past. Now I'm in the midst of like a mental health crisis, a downward spiral, you know what I'm saying? And, still holding it together. But it was just a idea, that I had, while I was kind of like going through that process mentally, about my father and everything like that and how that happened, how that looked, how that sounded to me. So it was just that one particular night. It was like December. It was actually January 1st, 2020. Something like that. So January 1st, 2020, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, I need a real attorney. Like, I need a real attorney to sue this hospital. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, if it's going to be a wrongful death negligence case, against a real institution like this, I mean, I probably, the lawyers we had were from this direct county. So it was like the lawyers that helped me draft up the estate and looked into the case, they were from Delaware County. The institution, which is Crozier, is in Delaware County. So it might have just been one of those where it was a conflict of interest maybe, or, it just wasn't their best interest, But in the aftermath of that, that's where I was thinking that on the night of January 1st, 2020. I need to hire an out-of-state attorney, out-of-county attorney that's willing to go after this. Because, again, if my blood alcohol level was like 3 times over the level for alcohol, and I got a failing liver that you know about from 6 months ago, like I'm about to die maybe from a failing liver already, and, my blood system is overly intoxicated with PCP, how do you release me in 3 days to a prison where I won't be even getting no adequate medical attention? You know what I'm saying? So when that took place, and then he gets to a prison, they saying he had 3 cardiac arrests because of he somehow got his hands on more PCP or something like that. So that was like unbelievable. So that's why I was like, all right, well, we're gonna have to, try to get an out of county, out of state attorney or firm to, look into this. So January 1st, 2020, at nighttime. It was fairly late, maybe like 10:30 p.m., maybe something like that. And I just had the idea, like, man, I don't know what it was. I was kind of like infuriated and upset. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, I'm just gonna go up New York and try to find a law firm, you know, to represent me and maybe help me with this matter. So I took the documents I had and I hit the highway. So now it's like 10:30. I said, and my whole idea is to get up New York, get to New York, and go sleep in a hotel until the morning come. And then when the morning come, I was going to just hit law firms and try to find the right law firm and just show these documents and stuff like that. So in the process of hitting the highway, leaving Pennsylvania, going to New York, I get to New York. My whole thing was, at the moment of the time, I was still indulging in marijuana. So my whole thing was, get to New York, somehow find marijuana, and then I can get to a hotel, sleep, relax, and then go and find a law firm in the morning with these documents and try to see about getting the right people to help me with the case. All right, so 1 second. All right. So now I get to New York. All right. When I get to New York, I land somewhere around in Queens. I landed somewhere around in Queens. It was kind of, I don't know. I didn't really see. I mean, it wasn't really. I don't know. For some reason, it just didn't feel like I was going to be able to find marijuana there. So moving about through Queens, New York, and again, now it's probably like going towards what, 11:30, 12 o'clock. So it was like really getting late. So I ended up in South Bronx, and the first thing that started coming to mind was, how can I find some marijuana? So I just started going to corner stores, bodegas, and stuff like that, and buying little miscellaneous items, and I'm buying like I'm buying Dutchies and Bluntvilles or whatever, backwoods. I'm just buying little stuff, trying to see if I can bump into somebody, meet somebody, just to get some marijuana so I can go to the hotel, so I can go in the morning to a law firm or a few. So long story short, while I'm doing that, I couldn't find any marijuana. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost 1 o'clock now. So as I'm like in South Bronx, I run through like Soundview housing project, looking for marijuana. That was like when I was going through the Bronx, that was like the first project I kind of ran into. So I'm all in there. You know what I mean? Like running around in there, and I'm just looking for marijuana. But again, it's like 1 a.m. I couldn't find no marijuana, so it was like, damn. And long story short, I sat there moving around in that vicinity for like 30, 45 minutes trying to find marijuana. So I'm like, damn, I can't find no weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? Mind you, like, I'm going through something crazy. Like, my cousin just died. Unfortunately, my aunt passed away, unfortunately. And then my dad passed away, you know what I'm saying? In a weird, strangest way, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, mind you, the night before it happened, he had stayed over my apartment. He had stayed the night over my house, you know what I'm saying? My little apartment and stuff like that. And, it was just like, that was like the last time we spoke, you know what I'm saying? Where he had got off work, he came over, and we just politicked for a second, laughed, And then, you know, I had to get up early in the morning for work. So I was just on that tip, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, I'll holler at you in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Talking to me before you leave and whatnot. So then he up and go. That afternoon, we were supposed to get together and everything like that and everything, but that's what happened. So for all that to go that way, it was like, damn. You know what I mean? But it was it's decent that, he was in my presence, you know what I mean, the night before. He slept with me, you know what I'm saying, the night before, so to speak. So uh it was a real mental health, you know what I'm saying? Not mental, I don't want to keep saying mental health, but it was a real uh mental moment, you know what I'm saying, where I'm like, damn, like I'm trying to figure it out, like, you know. So uh when I couldn't find marijuana, I was just getting madder and madder. So I left that area, and I ended up in like Castle Hill Projects, which is like on the other side of that side of South Bronx or whatever. So when I got over there and we just moving around, I'm just moving around by myself and stuff like that. So I'm just moving around. I always say we, it's just a habit, but I'm just moving around by myself. And when I get over there to like Castle Hill Projects or whatever, and same thing, I'm just moving around trying to figure out how I can find marijuana and stuff like that. So I end up running into a few people when we speaking, and it was like a couple drug addicts actually. So I run into a couple drug addicts, and I'm like, where is like marijuana at around here? You feel me? Like I'm not even from around here or nothing. So you know, I paid them a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying, to lead me to something. So I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll give you, you know what I'm saying, a couple dollars, like you help me get some weed real quick. So I'm passing off little 10s, little 20s. And, we just going from door to door, you know what I'm saying? Like knocking on the door, like, yo. But it was just like crazy, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, I'm not, like, I'm like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Superior Sedity, you know what I'm saying? I'm Glitzy Gutty. So, it wasn't really like extraordinary, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that, was out of character for me to be in New York at 2 a.m. looking for marijuana by myself. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really out of character or extraordinary, but, it was just like with this guy or two or it was a few of them, you know what I'm saying? But this particular, these particular drug addicts I ran into, we kind of was moving around from building to building trying to find marijuana and stuff like that, but they keep finding like crack and whatever. So I'm like, no, you feel me? Like, I ain't even into none of that, you feel me? Like, you feel me? I ain't come here for that, you feel me? Like, so I kind of was like getting mad, but, I kind of kept like passing off a little 5 here, a little 10 there. So I'm like, all right, come on, man. Like, damn, what the fuck? I got to pay you $70 just to get 2 jars of, some weed or whatever. So, and after about 20, 30 minutes of searching, we go to one apartment, you know what I'm saying? 6ix9ine opened the door, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the rapper, you know what I'm saying? The rapper 6ix9ine with the little colorful hair. 6ix9ine opened the door in the project building and everything like that. And, they smiling, whatever. But the drug addict, he go in the apartment and they talking. I'm sitting out in the hallway. He come back out like, damn, all we got is, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just crack. So I'm like, all right, it's a wrap for that. So he like, all right, well, let's go stand near the store, you know what I'm saying, and see if somebody gonna come out. You might see somebody near the store. So we go back near the bodega, you know what I'm saying, after that, you know what I'm saying? And, it wasn't extraordinary. I wasn't excited to see, you know what I'm saying, 6ix9ine or something like that or nothing like that. It was just like, I didn't even really acknowledge who it was, you know what I'm saying, at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention to, people in the industry, rappers or whatnot. So it wasn't really something that, like, stood out. It wasn't really something that caught my attention. But I just kind of, like, shrugged it off and kept moving. We go to the bodega and, we stand, when we walking up to the bodega, El Chapo Guzman is standing outside the bodega, you know what I'm saying? So, this is where I meet El Chapo, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm infuriated already. You know what I mean? For one, like I said, I'm only here to get some marijuana so I can go to a hotel to try to get a law firm to represent me because my father just died in a crazy little strange way in a prison facility. So I was already mad, you know what I'm saying? And not just mad. Again, like I said, I don't know how to really put it, but I've been meeting famous people or well known people, you know, my entire life. So it don't really for me it's not something that really stands out. So anyway, we walked up and that was what it was. I was just like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't sure at first, but then we get to kind of exchange words. And yeah, that was it. And I was like, he had the prison jumpsuit on, his teeth knocked out and stuff like that. Like he just really escaped or something. He had the skippies on, the white ones. And, I kind of walked up to the window and I told the guy, like, yo, I mean, give me a few of those cigarettes. And, you know, I got like some miscellaneous items and stuff like that, or water, juice and stuff like that. But yeah, and then, we passed a few more words, but I was just telling him, like, no, not right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking for weed and I'm really pissed off. So, and then I walked off. Me and the drug addict boy walked off. But when we walked off, he was just like, yo, like, so what the hell you about to do? Like, what you doing with the rest of your night? You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't going to find the weed. So I was like, all right, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was here for. You know what I'm saying? To try to, get some marijuana. If I can't get no marijuana, then I'm just going, I just be I'm going to a hotel down Manhattan. So that was my whole thing. And he was like, damn, Manhattan, then you about to pay an arm and a leg to sleep there for a night. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can just pay me now and you can sleep in, my apartment or whatever. So that's what ended up taking course. I passed him X amount of cash or whatever. I already had paid him like $60 in cash just trying to find some marijuana and couldn't find it. I passed him another 70 or something, or 60, I don't know. All together that night, I spent damn near $200 just trying to find weed. You know what I'm saying? And gas and tolls and all that. So, New York was that expensive that specific night, like $200 just to find marijuana and get to a hotel. And I didn't even get to a hotel. So it's like 3, 4 a.m. And now I go sleep in, a random apartment, random person apartment, random apartment. And that morning, you know what I'm saying, when I left, I went about trying to find the law, a firm to, help me with that situation of, the lawsuit or whatever. But the lawsuit never worked out, you know what I'm saying, in the aftermath of, in the aftermath of that night, you know what I'm saying. I never really fully finished pursuing it. And, I had some other things that was going on, so, and whatnot. So that was like an exclusive moment, you know what I'm saying? And then I start hitting them with I start hitting everything with the Corona gang, you know what I'm saying? And I threw the post up a few times, you know what I'm saying? Like El Chapo goes man home and all that, breaking news. But yeah, that was kind of wild, you know what I'm saying? And uh, it was just a situation right there like that, you know what I mean? Where not that I was necessarily, I guess you could say I was promoting him, you know what I'm saying, on like hashtags, so to speak, when I say like Chapo Pablo, you know. And, again, we got the image that I used on my t-shirt with Pablo and his wife and one of his, like his little son or something like that. And, we put the logo on there. So, it was kind of an interesting situation where, not that I'm promoting the conversations that revolve around, you know what I'm saying, a specific person, but it's just like, the good guys and the bad guys, you know what I'm saying? So it was just a situation like that. But, when I met El Chapo, and it was just confusing to me. It was weird. It was strange to me because it was like, I didn't quite understand, how he was standing in front of me like that right there. So that was kind of the point, you know what I'm saying, where my energy was off already anyway, because I was just like, how the hell, I can't find marijuana and y'all just saying it's all crack around here, So it was just weird. It was strange. And then, 6ix9ine opening the door, the project building, that was strange, you know what I'm saying? And, he was a nobody. He's a nobody to me, you know what I'm saying, already. You know what I'm saying? At that moment, like, I wasn't, excited. So that was strange. You know what I'm saying? It was just like all strange stuff. And then I walk up to the bodega and, you know what I'm saying, here he is, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, now all the facts, evidence, and everything come out, you know what I'm saying? He was cooperating and everything like that. So it's just like, circumstances like that, man, it's just like, will help build, you know what I'm saying, who I am, you know what I'm saying, will help define who I am, you know what I'm saying. It's like it's standing for something, man, like and believing in something different, and just staying true to who you are, you know what I'm saying, like, just staying true to who you are, man, you know what I'm saying, like, whether this is a $1 billion opportunity or not, you know what I'm saying. I'm not, it's something I was saying on YouTube back in the day in like 2016 when I was rapping, and I was saying like, I love myself. I ain't quick to say I love something like that along those lines. But if you cipher through some of those little freestyles I was doing, I was saying something like that. But yeah, I'm not, it's just an example, you know what I'm saying, a depiction of, who I am, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not quick to just jump in the car, you know what I'm saying, or, shake hands and make a deal with just anybody just because of a potential benefit, you know what I'm saying, when it's other things that might coincide with, with it, you know what I'm saying. So that was the little sneaky lefty Joe and all that, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, ZBM, man, you know what I mean? It's like the unforetold story, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it came from, you know what I'm saying? Looking for a law firm, went to New York, like 1 a.m., you know what I'm saying? And, just moving around trying to find some marijuana so I can go to a hotel down in Manhattan, downtown or something. And, you know what I'm saying? Look who I run into, you know what I'm saying? And all that. So, and again, the whole attire, you know what I'm saying? The jumpsuit, the destroyed teeth, you know what I'm saying? Like he just got pulverized in a cell in interrogation or something for 5 years straight, and the white skippies and all that. So it was just like, everything was real. Everything was right there in the moment, real, man. So that's why I was like, ZBM, man, I'm gonna leave it off on this good note. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying, true to yourself, man. Cause in that real moment, you know what I'm saying, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? If you ever get approached, if you ever get a real moment that come in your life, what you gonna do, man? You know what I mean? It could determine your life and everybody else's life around you for the next 20 years. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Whether that's good or bad. But yeah, ZBM, whole true story, and, an untold story, man. I never really spoke on it, you know what I'm saying? And, I hinted about it in the music, a few different instances where I might have mentioned El Chapo, but, unfortunately, he cooperated and stuff like that. But just for me, it was again another situation that was, it was beautiful, nevertheless, because who am I? You know what I'm saying? Just being very very diligent. You know what I'm saying? And find yourself in positions, you know what I'm saying? And, for all the kids and, young adults, man, like, whatever you want to do in life, man, just go after it, you know what I'm saying? Like, things can happen, you feel me? But, I don't encourage you, for you to make the wrong decision or, to pursue the wrong thing in life. I mean, unless you just want the wrong outcome. So, yeah, man, ZBM, no bending. And don't forget, man,